I think the simplest answer is just let him play. Just keep playing. It doesn't mean there's not a lot of work going on behind the scenes to support him and continue to coach him, et cetera. Of course there is, but the biggest, simplest thing is just keep playing. He missed an entire season. He had basically an entire season, and he had a very significant injury that required a lot of work and a rehab, and he poured himself into that, to his credit. Personally speaking, nothing that's happened for him so far this season has been all that surprising for me. He's done some great things, and we know he's capable of doing that, and he's had some days where he's been challenged.
You were making a face. Why are you making a face?
I mean, I know what we do on our show and what we plan and what's coming up usually. Sometimes I don't because I like it to be organic, but I knew there what was coming up. And if I closed my eyes, I would have thought that was Kyle Dubas talking. That sounded just like, they sound almost, to me, like if you played sound of Kyle Dubas, I think that it would sound exactly the same.
I think Ben Cherington and Kyle Dubas are as good as it gets at saying a lot while not giving you a lot.
Yeah.
Now, that was Ben Cherington talking about Oneil Cruz, and he says, look, Cruz has really been struggling. It's not all that unexpected. He missed most of last year. He had a nice spring training, but you got to get your timing right. So he's just going to have to play through it. Oneil Cruz, through an interpreter, said this.
It's like I said, it's all about confidence. I've been losing my confidence a little bit lately, and but like I said, game by game, hopefully I'll get it back soon.
Hopefully his interpreter isn't spending millions and millions of dollars on gambling, but through the interpreter there, Oneil Cruz says he is losing confidence. And I get that. I mean, you can speak to that as a professional athlete, Doran. It's hard.
Yeah.
Of course it's hard.
Uh-huh.
And he missed a full year, and as Ben Cherington said, not only from a timing standpoint, but from an everything standpoint, that was a major injury and a major surgery that he had to deal with and had to rehab through. So I don't know that anybody should be all that surprised. Here's where I'll come in, though. Ben says keep rolling him out there. He'll play through it. He'll get better. I'd give it another week or so. If he's hitting 209 and the swings aren't showing you that he's getting better, I think I would send him down to AAA. And I know that he talked about confidence.
All right,
and there's a fine line there. But I also look at this team and I say it's time to win baseball games. This team needs to win. This team needs to contend for a division championship. This isn't about development right now. It's about winning. And it needs to be about winning. It's year 5 with Ben Cherington. You need Oneil Cruz to be good to win. Nobody's going to disagree with that. How do you get that Oneil Cruz back? He does need to keep playing through it. But if he's going to keep playing through it, they have him hitting 8th yesterday. They've had him down in the lineup. He's hitting 209. He's been awful. The strikeout number, he's on pace to break records of strikeouts. I can't wait around for him to get going at the expense of my baseball team here and have him be part of the reason why they're losing games. And what is happening now behind or at the dish, the hitting struggles are now manifesting themselves in the field where he drops that pop-up yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'd give him a couple of weeks, maybe a week or two, 10 days, whatever, see if he can start to hit his way out of it because they need him to. If he can't, play every day at AAA, figure it out, get your timing back. We'll get you back up soon, but I can't roll him out there every day and have him lose baseball games for us.
If they're going to win, he has to be a huge component of that.
Yes.
So, that's where I don't think that you can even risk doing that. I don't think you could risk setting him down because if you're actually going to win and get on a streak, he's going to be a huge component of that. And then you bring up the confidence thing. And I say this all the time, and, I'm going to be in a couple months a huge baseball savant. But, heading into this and talking about this, I never really was a proponent of sending guys up and down, back and forth because of the confidence thing. Now, I know that there's other intricacies that are had whenever you do that to actual baseball people. But just thinking of a young athlete that hasn't played, really in a whole year, was out last year from an injury, and he's telling you that he has confidence issues. He's not confident in himself, and then you send him down. That is just going to get a guy in the tank, in my opinion.
It could.
And I don't want to risk that because I need him to win, even though he is slumping right now. I trust that a guy of his caliber will get through it, and he has to get through it with the guys that he in the game that he's going to actually play.
That's why I'm trying to thread the needle here. Like, I want to give him the opportunity to figure it out here at the major league level. I mean, that's the best case scenario, obviously. Hit the ball hard, maybe see one hit off the fence, or you gap one, or heck, maybe accidentally hit one out of the ballpark, and then all of a sudden, all right, I'm Oneil Cruz. I'm good. And then all of a sudden it starts to click, and then he can go on a tear and he can carry your baseball team. That's the best case scenario. But if we go 10 or so more days and he has become an automatic out in this lineup, one that they have to push down the order because Derek Shelton says he doesn't want him to put too much pressure on himself, I need him playing every day, but I also don't need him losing me baseball games. And what would the alternative be? Well, Alika Williams is actually hitting the ball well. He's more of a defensive specialist. But can you get by with him at shortstop for a couple of weeks and then call up Nick Gonzalez and see what he can offer? I mean, that would be what I would do if, again, in 10 days, he's still swinging the bat the way that he is. Because you consider what Nick Gonzalez has done in AAA. He's on a 19-game on-base streak. So that's every game. He's gotten on base every game he's played at AAA. He's has a hit in 18 of the 19 games at AAA. He's hitting .385. Now, we know Nick Gonzalez was very bad last year as a Pittsburgh Pirate, and really he didn't have a great minor league season last year. But he's hot right now. I would do that in 10 days. 10 days or so. I've kind of given a moving target here, but you'll know with your eyes, man, Oneil, every day, he's still struggling. Oh, my gosh, it's carried over to defense. All right, get out of here. Get out of here.
Man, that'd be a shame.
It would be a shame.
I mean, a real shame. Think about it. All the talk in the offseason, all the talk, even like, Oneil Cruz back in the lineup. They're this team. And if you have to send him down to have him figure out his stuff, that'd be a damn shame.
It'd be a big L. It'd be an L for them early in the season. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's inarguable. If you send him down, that is not good. But you also need him to be a principal part of this team. And I think sending him down could do him some good. And I'm usually loath to do that because of the confidence stuff. And I would argue too, man, and I had been totally against this before, if and when Yasmani Grandal is healthy and able and ready to go, I might even consider doing the same thing with Henry Davis. Because every time right now you throw those guys into the lineup, they're actively helping you lose baseball games. Neither one of those two guys can hit. One's 1-1. The other was one of the best prospects in baseball who we think could be a 30-30 guy. If sending him down could help him get it back together, then you have to have every single option on the table. Because this team, we talked about them maybe being a team that could contend for the division. You ain't sniffing it. I don't care when Skeens comes up. You ain't sniffing it if those two guys play the way that they've played.